descended and the floods came.
The rain descended and the floods came. It's going to wash you away, man. And the flood that's going to wash you away now is by fire.
That's right.
That's what it's called in the book of Revelation, the lake of fire, via the nuclear missiles.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
And winds blew
And winds blew, go ahead.
and beat up that house.
Matter of fact, you still holding Psalm 11? Get that Psalm 11. That's the tempest, right?
Done. This is the book of Psalms. Psalms, the 11th chapter,
Oh, that's good.
in the 6th verse. Verse 6.
Yeah, you get that.
Con.
That's right.
It says, on the wicked shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone.
There you go.
Yeah,
On the
yes.
wicked shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone. Okay? Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, just like it happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, it's going to happen in America.
That's right.
Rain, fire, and brimstone on this place.
Yep.
And rightfully so for the wickedness that is committed. Okay? Go ahead.
And it reads, and a horrible tempest.
And a horrible tempest, which when you go into a tempest, it means a storm.
Right.
We had a bad storm come through Atlanta very early this morning.
Last 2
Pete.
nights. Up your area.
Woke me the hell up.
Yep.
Had me praying, getting flashlights, putting pillows in the fucking tub. Ah, shit. Looking outside, seeing the wind was going crazy,
Watching
man.
the trees.
Watching the trees, yeah. You know, some of my neighbors, shillings came off their roof. You know? Shingles, the water, brother.
Yeah.
Shingles came off their roof, man.
Yep.
And that was just a severe thunderstorm, let alone an F5 tornado that ripped through the Central America, man.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
See, and if I can make a quick point, speaking of shingles, when you buy your shingles, they tell you it's like a 25-year span on those shingles.
Yeah.
But when your how about Shema shot come through, them shingles they can't even last, bro. That's why people in the on the West Coast and in Florida, they don't use shingles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, in Florida, the houses down there, they're not built with wood framing.
Right.
Them houses be cinder blocks all the way through.
Yeah. You look at their fences, they cinder blocks, 8-inch and 12-inch
Yeah,
blocks
that's different.
with a cap block on top.
And that goes
Overseas too.
Yeah.
Overseas too.
that goes into the status of where you live too.
Right.
What type of weather you
so look,
get.
Right.
If I may say too, real quick, like you saying with these houses too, why it's gonna be easy for Esau and the Lord to destroy this place is because Esau over here took the cheap and the easy way out with building all this shit.
Right.
When you look at homes over there in Europe and Germany specifically, German homes, man, them walls be bro, you know how a wall in your house be like this thick?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them walls over there, they be that thick, and they be plaster and other materials over here. This sheetrock.
Well, just to land back on your point, because actually my brother, he lived in Germany, and he came back and told me Germany is way ahead when it comes to technology, infrastructure than America.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's coming from a reputable source that someone actually lived there.
Yeah, man.
You know, you know, so that's a legit point. You know, America in a whole is just trash, man.
That's right.
All right. If you want to talk about niggas being cheap, Esau's cheap. Okay? He's a greedy, cheap, old bastard. And the word bastard means an illegitimate child.
Right.
And that's true because it's spoken about in Hebrews the 12th chapter. Okay? And also spoken about in Genesis the 27th chapter when he saw a blessing with tears like a little bitch. Okay? All right, he's an illegitimate child who's not chosen from by the Lord. Matter of fact, you got your apocrypha on you?
Yes.
Get the prayer of Manasseh and start at the top. All right, because like I said, the Lord did not choose the Edomites or any other nations, but I'm directing it towards the Edomites because they always try to, when we speak about the adoption and being grafted in, they try to include themselves with being grafted. Grafted is a form of husbandry, you could say. You know, you would know, you take like a branch or whatever, and then you put it together.
Like a clone.
It's like, grafted in, tied together, and eventually they're gonna grow into one and become one. That's where the Israelites. That's why Paul spoke so fervently in pretty much appointed to the uncircumcision. He called them three things. He called them the uncircumcision, the heathens, and the Gentiles, which all are synonymous to one another. Meaning ones who don't know they're Israelites, but they can be a part of the adoption and be grafted in. Esau always tries to put himself in that manner. You are not the one who's going to be grafted in. You are not a part of the adoption. Okay?
For the longest, he just X'd us out.
Exactly.
He X'd out the name of the Heavenly Father, his Son. He X'd out the image, and he made us 3/5 of a human being. Talking about we were Canaanites and shit.
Exactly. So come on. So why the hell would I want you a part of the adoption that is for us? You're excluded.
Right.
Okay? Don't try to include yourself. This is VIP, Playboy. So get that in prayer, Manasseh.
You're not
Start at the
invited.
top. Because this is going to get who the Lord chose. Go ahead.
It says, the prayer of Manasseh, it says, O Lord, Almighty Yahweh of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and of their righteous seed, whom it says, who has made heaven and earth with all the ornaments thereof.
Read from the top again.
It says, O Lord.
Because the point was that you read the point. Go ahead.
It says, O Lord, Almighty Yahweh of our fathers.
And this is coming from Manasseh. You can read about Manasseh in 2 Chronicles, the 33rd chapter. Okay, you can read about what he did. He passed the children through the fire. What is it? Sacrificing the Molech, worshiping idols, and the Lord still had mercy on him. The Lord still had mercy. He lived a full life. Of course, he probably came back in his later life and paid for it. That's when you get. You read Isaiah 53, where it says it pleased the Lord to bruise him. Shoot, we're going through our tribulations for certain things we may have done. But we ask the Lord for mercies. And in this, he says, he talks about the Lord's infinite mercies. But the point of the matter is the Lord is only dealing with the Israelites. Read it from the top again.
It says, O Lord, Almighty Yahweh, that's our Father.
Selassie, bro. Oh my gosh. Because the brother Kalaya, you speaking beautifully, and the captain, I would just land back and they're, in the spirit working in tandem. This is for the Israelites, but you Israelites don't want to fucking get it.
That's right.
And it's free. For you cheap niggas.
Right.
It's free.
Right.
It don't cost you nothing. It's absolutely free.
That's right.
Say all you gotta do is pay attention.
Yeah.
That's all the pay attention.
Go ahead, brother. We're trying to tell you something to prepare you for what's to come. There's a saying, or there's a quote. It says, chance favors the prepared mind. All right? So if you prepare yourself, you will have a chance of salvation. Go ahead, brother.
It says, O Lord, Almighty Yahweh of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Those are our forefathers in Israel. Abraham, okay? You read about him going to Genesis 10, 11, 12, okay? Isaac, who came from Abraham, Yatzizak, laughter, okay? You got Jacob, whose name got changed after he wrestled with the angel to Israel, which is on this sign. 12 tribes, and he had 12 sons, of course, where we get this sign. Ezekiel 37th chapter, okay? Which Israel is Yashar'ah, Prince of the Power. And who's the power? The Heavenly Father. He said, Oh Lord. All right? That's who this is for. It's not for you Edomites. You can't be adopted.
That's right.
He named the Israelites forefathers.
Yeah, well, you're known as a bastard. How the hell you could be adopted?
Yeah, that's like I said earlier, bastard, illegitimate child, meaning you're not wanted.
I would say profane is Esau.
As profane, meaning profane, outside the temple.
Outside the temple.
You're excluded. Nigga.
Essentially, like when you go into like kingdomship, you have usurpers of the throne. You have people who sit on throne, but they're not the legitimate heirs of the throne. That's what the Edomites are, the elite banking families. We're the actual elite of the earth. What they did is they usurped the throne and we're in exile.
Servants upon horses.
Yeah, servants upon horses.
Okay.
That's right.
How do you know you somebody when the elites or the people that is in power try to get rid of you? That's how you know. You're like, oh, okay, well maybe we must be important then. Because they've always came together with 1% trying to get rid of us.
And
Every level.
I know Tazar and the Rotters, a lot of brothers, years ago, they had compilation videos of certain movies that about the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. They were actually just saying plainly.
Yeah.
You know, a brother did a compilation back in the day, and one of them was two Edomites talking, and they was like, they just don't know that they're God's chosen people.
Yes.
You know, just like you said. So Esau, no, the ones that actually it's levels to the rabbit hole, man.
Yep.
The deepest part of the rabbit holes is the Edomites of the highest echelon that know that we're God's chosen.
That's right.
That back wall of the dark web,
Yeah.
dark/deep web.
Yeah.
You get to the back of that shit, you find out that the niggas is God's chosen people.
Yeah.
Hey,
And you know why? You know why? Because that goes back to Psalms the 83rd chapter.
Right.
When you read Psalms 83, it talks about the Edomites and all these nations coming together to do what? To basically cut Israel off from remembering who they
No
were.
remembrance. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And just to land back off the point you just made, when you get to a status, let me say this, you get rich, okay? Because we got this two riches I'm talking about. We got us, the rich six low places, Ecclesiastes 10:6. You stumble upon valuable knowledge, which is true.
Yeah.
Esau, on the other hand, he's rich when it comes to coins. But you can still stumble or find out about valuable knowledge with extreme amount of money.
Right.
So both the elite class of Esau and Israel know what the real is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why all the other nations is a drop of a bucket.
Right.
And when the end all be all happens, it's just going to be a war between the two twins,
Right.
Jacob and Esau. That's all it's about.
Right.
I got some.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, hold on, give me 1 second.
Hurry up, I'm gonna shoot it before you shoot it.
Be quick on that.
Come on, man, you can't. Pump faking, bro.
Hold on. I ain't gonna, what was it? Bear with me, brothers. I got it. Matthew 13 and 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in a field, the which, when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Right? So it's like a man finding a treasure. When you find a treasure, right, or stumble upon a treasure, right, you're like, well, you know what? If I found this piece of gold here, it's probably gold all over this place.
Right.
So you buy the actual field, and you dig and you search for the gold.
That's right. That's right.
Right? It says, verse 45,
If I may
again.
say, Priest, it's kind of example with California back in the day when the
49ers.
when the Asians came over. It's called the gold rush. All right, California was filled with gold.
Yeah.
All right, the same thing with over in Texas.
Denver Nuggets.
Denver Nuggets.
So
Same
look at
thing.
these local mascots.
Same thing over in Texas. You can say Tennessee as well. That's why they have a team. Used to have a team named the Oilers.
Yeah.
Water, brother.
That's also why they have those national parks, because they don't want people to be able to go get those natural resources.
Exactly.
Those natural resources other than the park.
Hey, well, just like you, bro, I know real quick. I didn't know this until recently. I think in Arkansas, is it? There's an actual diamond. It's a diamond mine in Arkansas.
Niggas just don't go nice.
Right. We don't have the equipment and the money to go mining.
See, and then the scriptures talk about Esau's archaeology too.
Right.
You know, what they dig up the bones. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you have money. Let's just speaking on Esau's side, when you have that monetary fund, you can stumble upon real truth, real knowledge.
Right.
It's just with them, like just read it, they're gonna report it. Right? See, for us, we say it freely.
Right.
All right? What is it? Freely receive.
Really give right.
It's the water.
Yeah, because you know what? The truth that they must hide their truth because there's a balance. You say there's a balance to us knowing who we are, but once you find out who we are, you find out that they are the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
That's a truth.
Right.
That's a treasure. That's a truth, and they gotta hide that shit.
Right.
Only elite level people can get that knowledge and actually grasp it, understand it,
That's right.
and then be able to teach it. See, that's why the Lord only selected a select few to get this.
That's right.
Read that second Ezra's, what's that, the 14th chapter. It says publish, what was that, 200 some, loosely paraphrasing, 200 some odd books and 70 leave for the wise. You know, a complete number for the wise that they can understand it. Because like we always say that analogy. Everybody, the Bible is the highest selling book. Right. Everybody got it on their night shelf, or niggas got it on the back of their, or on the dash of their cars, or on the back of their cars.
On their body.
On their body, collecting dust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just collecting dust. You know, but the ones who actually use, shoot, I could look at some of these brothers I can run through, going through it, because it's actually being used. Go ahead.
It's Matthew 13 and 45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Okay? So that's like what the brother's saying. When you find something that is very valuable, what do? You try to see if you can find more. So he said, you know what? If I find one pearl that's worth $1 million, I'm pretty sure I can find a pearl or two worth maybe a couple $100,000. So you buy the whole plot of land. So when you get this truth, and you get one, like, what's the first treasure you get in this truth? Knowing you're an Israelite. Right. You get the color scriptures, right? You get the color scriptures. You get the story of Jacob and Esau, right? You understand the genealogy, the kingdom of heaven. You get the basics. So then now you got to go through the whole book. Now you got to get the prophecies. It's honey. Yeah, it's honey. You eat it up, right? You know what I'm saying? But right. And that's a valuable treasure. Okay? So it's the same thing with the brother saying riches and knowledge and information. Right? Knowledge is very valuable. Okay? Right? When you do a lot of trading, you got insider trading. How can you do insider trading? You can do that because of insider knowledge you have about a certain particular company, a stock, certain things.
Here's another example. All right? You can start getting into the military and, you know, Department of Defense shit. Okay? They have different levels of security clearances. All right? So you got just a security clearance. After that, you got a secret clearance. After a secret clearance, what you got? Top secret. After a top secret clearance, you got a Yankee White. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Well, all these clearances that you have to have is because they're going to release to you a certain amount of knowledge. Right. That's it. If you got a security clearance or a security clearance or a secret clearance, you can't get the knowledge that a top secret or a Yankee White clearance gets you. Right.
This is that rabbit hole.
Hey, well, if I may add, you know, the priest was saying, Jordan Maxwell said years ago, he said the greatest resource in America, that he was asking somebody a question, what is the greatest resource? And he said it's information and knowledge. And, information, intelligence.
That's why when you see, I chuckle at this, when you see, prime example, you mentioned a few names earlier, like a Kanye or a Kyrie, when you see them dispersing out a certain type of information, they either get crucified, you know, in a sense, plastered on the media, or they just disappear in a hole. Right. Because it's information that they shouldn't have, that they shouldn't be releasing to the public.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Especially at the status they're in. Right. That wasn't to Esau, that's not a part of the deal.
Can I read one real quick?
Yeah, get a precept and go get your.
Yeah, this is James 5 and 1 real quick, and it says, "Go to now, ye rich men, howl, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you."
This is like the perfect precept for what's going on right now. You know, because I've always been saying it, people are really starting to feel the recoil of 2020 when it comes to finances and economy wise. You know, you should really watch. Hey, y'all should really. I'm sure y'all do, but the algorithm videos that Elder Ariana and Elder Rakar over overseas, you should watch the algorithm videos they do to get a real understanding of what the fuck is going on in this economy, man. James 5 is really happening, man. You know, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. And it says, hey, if I may add, brother, really what people are realizing is the recession of 2008, all they've been doing is kicking the can.
Yeah.
They just been kicking the can down the street since 2008 recession.
Yeah.
Because like you said, we could go back to 2020 and they were printing money, but really we could go back 10 years ago when they were quantitative easing, you know, printing billions and billions of dollars monthly.
Right.
See, a lot of this is we're now feeling the effects of shit in this economy 10 years ago, 20 years ago. We feeling shit now from fucking Reagan. Reaganomics is kicking our ass right
It's a simple
now.
saying that shit. It's a simple saying that shit rolls downhill.
Right.
That's it. And then the common local people are feeling the aftermath of the decisions that have been made. You know, we gotta
Finish this for you. It says your riches are corrupt
Yep.
and your garments are moth-eaten.
Your garments are moth-eaten.
And
This is another big reason why Yahushua tells us to lay our treasures up in heaven.
Yes, sir.
Where God and rust is not corrupt. You know, the money, the monetary value that we have is incorruptible.
Right.
You know, you can say
I was just gonna say, brother, like you were saying, this still ties, this is still spiritual, because like you said, Esau, your truth, your knowledge, what you have is your riches as far as your knowledge is corrupted, man.
Right.
Yeah.
It's failing you miserable. That's why your thoughts, every time you make a move, like the scripture say in Isaiah the 19th chapter, the Lord has put a perverse spirit in this.
That's right.
You take a step forward, you end up having to take 3 steps backwards every time.
because with Esau, nothing's done in the spirit.
Yeah.
Because when Yahushua speaks about it, John 14:15, the Comforter wasn't released to you. All right? So there's no way that you can do anything in the spirit. So therefore, like you said, you may take 1 step forward, you're taking 5 steps back.
Yep.
You're continually going into your own recession.
Yeah.
All right?
Digging a pit.
You're digging, exactly. You're digging a pit.
Yep.
Which is that you're literally digging a grave with your own shovel. Your own grave with your own shovel. Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. Can I please? Real quick into that. This is real quick to what you say, because what we're saying is not our own words. This is the scriptures. This is Psalms 7 and Psalms 7 and 15, and it says he made a pit and dig it, and has fallen into the ditch which he made.
Yeah, that's a clean precept to the account with Mordecai and Agagite. You know what I'm saying? That's a clean precept to that, because exactly what he did, trying to set those gallows up to, you know, pretty much get rid of the Israelites. He got hung on his own thing.
That's right.
So it's the same thing Esau's doing. And go ahead.
That cut you off, but you know the word system means pit. So Esau set up a system.
Right.
But it's really a system that he's getting caught up in.
He getting caught up in.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a web.
Right.
You know, it's a web.
Web.
You said weapon too.
Weapon to the
Yeah,
spirit.
it is. Yeah, it's a spirit. It's a web and a weapon. Mainly a weapon, real talk. Because the system is meant to destroy. It's
Oh, just like when you watch the things with AI, and they'll have these certain spurts with AI actually glitches. One of them was saying that they want to conquer the world, want to destroy the world. But see, Esau is at a certain place where he has to run towards the direction of AI, because all nations is running towards the direction of AI. You know, so the Lord is actually leading this man. What it said? He that liveth, he that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword.
That's right.
You know, so the same sword that he's using, you know, to actually weaponize against the masses of the people is a double-edged sword. Right. Scriptures even speak about how he's being deceived, man.
That's right.
He's even being caught up in his own witchcraft, in his own folly. And you know, it said that the children have inherited lies. He destroyed the next generations.
Hey, and you can say this too. When you read Deuteronomy the 28th chapter and read about all of our curses that are on us, you can pinpoint every single one back to the man who's doing it to us.
Right.
And then you get Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And now I understand that all these things, you should be the tail. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to the one of all things, to this damn white man. All these things are going to come back to bite you in the butt for forwarding our affliction.
Right.
You see? So everything, it's like the brother said, it's a double-edged sword.
That's right, brother.
That's your ass.
Can I read it for you?
hold that. Matter of fact, it's quick.
It's quick. Yes,
You got it.
Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Yep, all these curses. Let me say this. This is just a example. All right, that not super big, but it's a good point. When the Feds dropped the interest rates to zero back in 2020, March 2020.
Right.
Now you're starting to feel those same decisions are the curse that you put on this place for dropping that back today.
Right.
So at the end of 2022, they hiked it up another 5%.
Back up.
To mitigate inflation. We went into that last week. You know, but it was a week or so. You know, you got to understand liquidation, consolidation, and all these things just to use the word inflation.
Right.
You know, keep going in that James 5.
I got you. This is James 5, and I'm gonna read 2 again.
Because we got to get that canker.
Oh man, yeah. And it says your riches are corrupted,
Yup.
and your garments are moth-eaten.
Yup.
Your gold and silver is cankered.
Right. And when you go into that word canker, it literally means to be rusted or rusted away.
Done.
You know when rust hits a metal, that's like a cancer to it.
It destroys.
It's irreversible. It
spreads.
It spreads.
Right.
It's just like a cancer. So if you can catch rust.
Yeah.
So primarily on a car, right? If the rust starts getting into the structure of the vehicle,
You gotta cut it out.
You gotta cut it out. You
Right.
gotta get another piece of metal,
Right.
re-weld it. You know,
Yep.
spray it over again so it doesn't rust again.
Yep.
But if you don't take care of that, it's gonna eat away on the vehicle. It's a cancer.
Hey, well, if I may, brother, really this USD, this US dollars, is really that canker in the world economic system right now. That's why the hell they want to. The
That's
world
why
is
China
done
and
with the
Russia-
American dollar,
Right.
Because it's a cancer in the world. See, when you understand, even with this US dollar being dropped, you notice the first thing that the United States government said they want to do with that is they want to invade. What do they want to invade? Mexico.
Right.
They want to go into Mexico. Why? Because technically speaking, America hasn't gotten oil. It hasn't gotten oil from the Saudis since the 70s. So America's not concerned with Saudi Arabian oil anyway. But Mexico, on the other hand, most of our oil comes from Mexico, Mexico and Canada.
Speaking of the oil coming out of Mexico, one of the biggest oil rigs is in El Paso, El Paso, Texas, and that's right. And the shit is right there by
Right there.
Mexico.
Mexico threatened to start trading with the yuan and to join BRICS.
That's a problem.
That's why they don't
Yeah.
want. That's why they want to go to
When you get out there in the desert area, that's all you see is oil rigs just pumping and pumping and pumping. It look like a desert, but it's fucking rich as. It's oil up under that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That shit pumping from the west all the way this way.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish this for you, brother. And it says, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days.
That's right. You have
For the last days.
heap treasures. That goes in Revelation 18 chapter. You know, where it says the merchants are far off weep because you live deliciously off this place too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they did.
So me personally, it's a great thing to see Russia and China, which they've been trying to do this for years anyway. You know, the yuan has become stronger. Backed by companies. They've been trying to. This shit don't happen overnight. They've been doing this for years. It's just really coming to its pinnacle now. But even so, Russia, China, you ate off America too. So you ain't fucking guilty either. So I don't give a damn if you're trying to get away from the dollar.
Right.
Your monetary system is gonna fucking crash too.
Well, that's why when they cast this dollar, everybody
It's the same thing.
everybody right now believes that they're just gonna smoothly move to this next currency. Just forget about the dollar that was last week. And they trying to act like that's so lame. We're on to this now. Nah, it ain't gonna work like that.
That's the thing. When anything in history, I don't give a damn. Anything in history, when there's a transition of power, there will always be conflict, and it will always be violence, and it will happen in a terrible way.
Yep.
So I don't give a damn if they think there's going to be shit. Putin already said it. The earth or the world is in an irreversible state. There is no talking about getting peace between America and Russia. It's in an irreversible state because all states or country on the earth are obstinate towards one another. Meaning obstinate meaning stubborn.
Right.
So they're gonna go with their perceived.
When they line,
That's
drawing a line in the
war.
sand.
That's war.
Right.
You have one side that has an ideology that they believe in, and another that has an ideology that they
Well,
believe
it's
in.
world
And it
wars,
clashes.
the Allies, the Axis.
The Allies and Axis.
So they already showing, all right, we not with the dollar, we with you. Right. You know, we not with this economic system. We with this system. All
But
right.
they don't woke up to their bullshit.
And they already,
Jeremiah
war is already being declared. The sports is already. America just said that it's gonna send another what 2.6 billion to Ukraine. So that's already a proxy war, a third party. America's at war with Russia through Ukraine.
And that's the thing too. We always say, who is America to step into that fight? When Ukraine was a part of Russia, all Russia's doing is claiming they land back.
Right, yeah.
That's all they doing.
The first capital of Russia was Kiev.
Right.
The Rus dynasty. The
Right.
dynasty.
You know, and you gotta understand it here too. You know, a lot of people, these Americans are dumbfounded, or they're just stupid and oblivious to what's really going on.
Yeah, America's
When we
only
say-
proud behind World War I.
Right. When we say World War III is happening, they'll take that in a sense of being far-fetched as well. Like I was saying, in the inception of me stepping up. Brother, you can bet me. I know you go into the wars a lot. World War I, Revelation the 9th chapter, Kaiser Wilhelm, and matter of fact, get Revelation 9 and 11. Okay. When you go into World War I, when did that start? What? Correct me, brothers. Was it 1914 to 1919?
Yeah.
So that's when it speaks about those the 5 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
5 months. 5
Water,
years.
brother. In Revelation the 9th chapter, speaks about that's speaking about World War I. Okay. World War II. Let's just say what's that? 1935 to 45.
So like 41?
19.
Yeah.
Well, no. 1939 to 1940. Now this is the point I want to get. You said 41, which is perfect. People didn't think World War II happened.
Until they called it that.
Exactly. When you ask a regular,
Yeah, that's
when did
real.
World War II start? 1941. No, motherfucker. That's when
That's
the U.S.
Right.
stepped
US
in
stepped in.
to World War II. But World War II was already happening. It's the same thing happening now.
That's
Russia
real.
done fucking invaded Ukraine. World War III has started. I don't give a damn what nobody says. But they don't think World War III started because America hasn't stepped in yet. But just like what Barzal said, they have stepped in the proxy by helping Ukraine. World War III been started.
Yeah, Ben.
If I may
Right.
say, really, this war started going all the way back to, you could go back to another point of with Trump, with the whole cyber wars.
Oh, yeah.
That was a major thing because now they're showing you that a lot of these cyber wars and cyber attacks that happen in America are happening through the Ruskies.
Right.
Right.
It's just to say this too, and we're gonna get the precept.
Yeah, come on.
Been going too long.
It's lucky, brother.
Nah, me too. But I'm gonna say this point. We're gonna get Revelation. But usually our wars start with negotiations and talks first.
Right.
You know, paperwork got to be made. Treaties, sanctions. You know,
America has been doing sanctions on Russia.
Revelation 9 and 11.
In 24.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 11. And it reads, it says, and they had a king over them.
Yeah, this is speaking about Kaiser Wilhelm. All right, good movie to watch is the newest Kings movie.
Oh
It gives you a lot of history lessons. A lot of history on the three. Hey, Barzal, you got what were the three? Kaiser Wilhelm, fucking yep.
And the British.
I forgot.
It goes to
It goes to Revelation pretty much. You know, but if a brother can find the three, you know, because they are all related to one another, if I'm not mistaken. You know, go ahead, brother. It kind of reminded me of the Maccabees, second Maccabees. The four quadrants, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You had Epiphanies, matter of fact, name them, brothers. So, the name of the four kings that came out of
Cassandra, Lysimachus,
Solutions. Ptolemy.
it told them, all right? It kind of, it almost, I'm not going to say it, but it just reminded me of that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations, the 11th chapter. Pardon me. This is the book of Revelations, the 9th chapter and the 11th verse. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
Yep, which is an angel of the bottomless pit, a messenger. Bottomless pit, Europe, man. Because that's where World War I originated. Okay? And it reads,
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon.
yep, which means the destroyer. Alright? Go ahead.
But in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
Yep. Both in a little slightly different with the definition, but both being destroyed. Alright? One who destroys, man. Go ahead.
Verse 12, and it reads,
Read verse 12.
and it reads, one woe is past.
One war was past. That's Revelation, the 9th chapter, when it speaks about the scorpions, locusts, meaning the airplanes of World War I, coming down and stinging people. You know, go ahead.
In continuation, and behold, there come two more hereafter.
And there come two more hereafter. World War III is not far-fetched. World War III is happening at this very moment.
That's right. That's right.
It's verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Yep, and of course, we understand that being World War I, World War II, World War III. That's how we know that when this third World War takes place, that's the end, man.
Right.
That's the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven. And it does say the third. It says two woes past, and the third coming quickly. So the third World War is not far off. It's about that. It's taking place right now.
Okay, go ahead to the original point in Revelation 18 and 10.
Well, individuals that fought in World War II, they might have died. It's, you know what I mean? Give or take. Some of them are still living. Some of them, you get what I'm saying? Like, your grandfather fought in that war.
Hey, yeah, coming quickly.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
Hey. See, people who fought in World War II are about to see World War III.
Right.
You know? Hey, there's a study that shows every 10 to 20 years Americans in the war. So they're always it's like you have reoccurring payments or auto pay.
Yeah.
And America got auto war. It's been 10 years. Let's go start some fuck shit over in fucking India.
Yards had the map.
I know.
There.
Right.
Take some shit from you.
Somalia? Let's just go fuck them up.
Well, the scripture says Esau is death, man.
Yep.
He harvests death. And the thing is, all the resources that he possesses, they all just wait. It all becomes waste onto him, man.
That's right.
How much food is wasted here? How much resources is consumed in this big pit? This is the pit.
Yeah.
You know, think about American consumerism. Look at the American GDP.
Right.
The gross domestic product, all these different products that's produced here. How this really is a dying hole, man.
Yeah, dude,
You know?
just like you said, America is a pit. What do you do in a pit? You literally burn things.
That's it.
How much food gets wasted here in America?
To go back to that, to make a point when you said the food being wasted, you know how what's his name did with the Tigers? Joe Exotic. He was one of the way he used to feed the Tigers and the Lions was with the food that was wasted from Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
Hot dogs.
Hey, and then another quick one. Remember, Real went out to eat last night. They cooked the food right, sent it back. They didn't cook it. The ones they do that out and cook a whole nother order.
Yeah, man.
Like this wasted food.
And they do that on a.
That's
You know what I'm saying? They do it daily. Yeah, daily.
All these different
Wasted food.
Back when I was young, still young, man. You know, but when I got one of my first jobs, I worked at AMC Theater. Fucking hated that shit. I worked at AMC. I worked at AMC Theater, and they always had me do the night shift, man, and closing. They get home till 1, 2 in the morning. Motherfucker wanna come watch a movie at 12 at night, a 3-hour Avatar movie. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And when we got to put stuff up, we gotta throw away all the hot dogs, pizzas, all that popcorn. My ass, hell no. I'm bringing home 5, 6 hot dogs. That's gonna be my damn lunch tomorrow at work. You know what I'm saying? But they just make you waste it away. So get Revelation 18 and 10. Because the third world woe coming quickly. And we're going to talk about how fast the third world will be. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter and the 10th verse. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment.
Standing afar off for the fear of torment. This is speaking about the merchants who are standing afar off. Again, we just mentioned a few of them. The BRICS nation. But shit, we're going to World War II. Like you said, the Allies and the Axis. It's the same thing. You got the UN versus the BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
You got Iran about to join. You got Saudi Arabia about to join. Turkey's trying to join.
Other Latin countries.
They already lined up.
But see,
But that's the BRICS, that's the Allies and the Axis reincarnated. See what I'm saying? You're gonna say something?
got it, brother. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
Gun in continuation. Verse 10, and it reads, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Get Toby. Get Toby.
If I may say that real quick, see, Esau's trying to pass all these restriction acts and get rid of the internet and cut your internet. But that scripture you don't need the internet to see that.
Right.
See, when this destruction come on this place, these other nations are going to be able to see it standing on their lands. You're not going to have to check. You're not going to have to go on TikTok and see America getting his ass blown off. You understand what I'm saying? So the Lord, Esau's trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Throw off prophecy by trying to throw away your phone. You don't need phones for it to be seen.
So yeah, it says alas. Go ahead.
In continuation, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth.
Hold that. It says alas for 1 hour.
Yep.
That's the quickness and the swiftness of World War III. Okay? Because it's going to be used with, like the scriptures say, fuel and flame of fire.
Yeah, Isaiah 9.
You know, what did Albert Einstein say? World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Even though that's not biblically true and prophetically true, because after World War III, Micah 4 and Isaiah 2 is going to take place.
That's right.
But there's going to be no more war, because Israel's going to be in power, and we are a peaceful people.
That's right.
I'm tired of seeing death and destruction around me. I'm tired of my people going through. Fuck them right now, but I'm tired of seeing. I'm gonna be real. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of teaching my neighbor why Yahweh Shai is.
That's right.
I'm tired of that shit. Wake the fuck up.
That's right.
America's gonna be destroyed. That's
right.
You're gonna wake up. You're gonna get caught in it.
That's right.
That's simple. And you're gonna be taken away as swift as the scriptures say it's gonna be.
Ain't no half being saved, man.
Ain't no half salvation. You see that's why Yahweh Shai said let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Okay? I'd rather you throw water, brother. That's a perfect one. I'd rather you be cold or hot.
Yep.
Go ahead, say what you
I was
gonna
going to say, because just back up the brother's point, the scripture says that the people of God, which are the Israelites, the elect, they're going to come down out of heaven from the chariots, and we're going to be called New Jerusalem. All right? And when you go into the term New Jerusalem, all right, with new, of course, being refreshed, but the term Jerusalem in Hebrew, Yashalom, which means teaching, city of peace, also meaning teaching of peace. All right, so we're just going to be teaching. We're going to be the citadel of the teaching of peace. Esau is is a man of war.
Isaiah the 6th.
That's a great
Yep.
point.
That's a great point. Get this. Hold that. Get this in Toby. Because there's a point you gotta run it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, so like I'm about to say, we always have been a people of peace. Even when you go into Genesis, it started with the serpent. You know,
Right.
through which is really comes back in the reincarnation of the vibration of Esau. Esau always looked to assault us as a nation, man.
Right.
You know, bring it to our front doors. See, this is the time that in the spirit we're fighting back.
Right.
You know, the scripture says, resist the devil. If not, he will actually kill us and the world itself, man.
That's right.
They got this thing I was listening to on the radio about going to the moon. They already got what do they call them? Like astro laws. They already got laws set for outer space laws, outer space jurisdiction. They pretty much got an outer state constitution on how to delegate. And if we were to come in contact with the aliens, this is how we would do. Whatever plot of land you in, they got actual space lawyers, man.
That's crazy.
You remember in the Transformers when after like the second and third one, they was the U.S. government Hey man, they was talking big boy shit to Optimus Prime. Hey man, you better check in. You gotta shut up. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that.
It's the same thing when you watch that Superman movie. The first,
Yeah.
when old dude came back, he was like, look, man, you really this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the scriptures in Revelation 18, it said, alas, before 1 hour. Shoot, man, we gonna be saying alas. Like finally, man, it's place. We gonna be in 100% fear.
Yeah.
And let me say this too. Us being 100% fear is when we're gonna receive 100% power.
That's right.
All right? Because you can't get the power. The Lord can't put that power on you unless you have 100% fear, 100% faith, 100% belief in Him. So
Submission.
100% submission in Him, then He can work with you and really use you as a vessel. You see what I'm saying? But we're gonna have 100% fear in saying alas. This place that gone down in 1 hour too. Get that in Tobit real quick. When we start at 13.
This is Tobit 14 and 13.
Because you got to read the book of Jonah to understand this as well. Jonah went over there and prophesied with it, but it didn't go down. You know, but it went down during the time of Tobit, Tobias, which is Tobit's son. Go ahead, brother.
God, this is Tobit 14 and 13. It says, where he became old with honor, and he buried his father and mother-in-law honorably, and he inherited their substance and his father's Tobit's, and he died at Ecbatane in Media, being 107 and 20 years old. But before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh. It says, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar. It says, and Assurance, and before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh.
There you go. So we're going to be saying alas.
God.
This bitch going down, man.
That's right.
Okay? We're going to be just as joyful as Tobias was when he heard Nineveh went down.
That's right.
You know? Because shit, America's a compilation of all those nations that we read about. This is Nineveh in this motherfucker too.
That's right.
Egypt in this thing.
Yep.
All right? Sodom in this
Yep.
thing. Gomorrah in this thing. It's a whole clusterfuck, gangbang of all these wicked ass nations that we read about. What is that? What's that? Ezekiel 24? You know what I'm saying? That's
Esau's a thief.
The word confusion means to mix. Right. You got like these high risers, Asians, Indians,
Big gumbo.
big hodgepodge. It's a mixing of philosophy. A mixing of philosophy. You might have somebody that's an Islam married a woman that's a Buddhist.
Right.
Well,
That's
the most loved Muslim woman in the world is a Edomite woman. Edomite Muslim women are the most like adored women in the world.
Turkish woman.
It's bugged up.
This is the country of androgynism, you know, transgenders and all this. They had this one video, Jake on Instagram. It was an old man that went into a coma. He said it as a joke, but he was like, he woke up. He said, "Do they still got those queers that I was talking about?" He was like, "Yeah, you might want to go back to sleep."
you might want to go back to sleep.
So what they got now, man, that's blowing the queers out of the roof, man. Hey, you know, this place is totally finished, man.
Go ahead, finish this
God,
out.
this is the book of Revelation, the 8th chapter and the 11th verse. And the merchants of the earth.
18 11.
God, this is the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter and the 11th verse. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Yep, no man buy their merchandise anymore because this place is going to be destroyed.
Yep.
All right? This place is going to be, there's going to be some parts of the earth that's going to be, you can say untouched or whatnot. You don't need slaves. You're going to need tributaries. But this place called America, aka Babylon, is going to be ultimately utterly destroyed and turned into a wasteland. It's going to be like Mad Max, but with birds.
Right.
Okay? Birds and lizards.
Roadrunners and shit.
All right, it's gonna be fucking Looney Tunes forever.
Wile E. Coyote.
Okay? Wile E. Coyote. God, man.
What?
And the road,
What?
you know, just
Wildlife Kingdom.
Just just say, just, you know, being funny about it. But the truth is funny sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I may say too, to add to what the brother says, at first it's just gonna be a complete desert. There ain't gonna be nothing over here at first. When the missiles hit, everything gonna be destroyed. But a lot of those animals gonna come up from like South America, you know, come down from like Canada and stuff like that. Them unclean animals. It ain't gonna be no clean animals over here because in order to have clean animals in the place, you gotta have grass. Right. There ain't gonna be no clean animals.
That's a good point.
Right.
You gotta chew up the cuds. That's a good point.
Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah.
It's what you call herbivore. Ain't gonna be no fucking cows here.
Yep, scripture. Yep. Now I was gonna say, Slakia, in Isaiah the 13th chapter, going to it about how neither shall the shepherds make their fold.
Right.
What, you gonna plant some corn and
Succulents.
in the sand? Hell no, man. You know, it's gonna be memorial. It's gonna turn into a desert.
Right. Be that land on Lion King.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Shadow.
Ellis brother was living at. Score. What is his name?
Scar.
Where Scar was living.
Scar.
They had to go through it.
This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 6. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup, and in the Lord's hand that had made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad."
That's right. The nations are drunken with the philosophy. Let's just say it, break it down correctly. It says the nations have drunk. Read it slow.
It says, verse 7, "Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand."
So let's break that down. Babylon have been a golden cup. All right. Gold is a very, what you can say, attractive metal. Okay. It glistens and glitters. It's really good when you forge it into something very nice. It's like a Cuban link.
Yep.
Okay. You know, it's a precious stone, like the captain just said. It's a precious stone. It's very attractive. So the Lord had made the golden cup a very attractive, sought after thing. Okay, we talked about the gold rush.
The market of America. Because even if you go into America as a whole, it's like one of the most geographically diverse countries in the world.
Exactly. It has a desert. It has woods. It has mountains. It has canyons. It has rainforest.
If I may say, bro, hey, the other parts of the world hates the fact that we don't travel the other parts of the world because America is so big that it's like you said, it's like, hey, if you want to go to the beach, go to Miami Beach. Right. Go mountain climbing, go to the Rockies or that. Like we don't have to leave America.
Right. That was the point.
You want to go to the desert, get a
Yeah, they was mad that we don't got passports.
Go to Arizona.
Yeah, you want to get. Let's say this too. You want to get all 4 seasons.
Oh yeah.
You know, live in America. America's a beautiful place. You know, there's no other reason why. There's no other reason why Solomon, all right, discovered this place. You know what I'm saying? Sent them crusty ass Hamites over. You know, to you know, which me personally, I believe they went off by putting them Olmec statues.
Oh,
So y'all designated to come over here and bring peacocks back to us.
That's right.
Okay? There's no other. Solomon was privy to a beautiful land across the ocean. You know, because of the wisdom of the Lord gave it to him.
Yep.
What else? The pyramids. You can go visit pyramids here in America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Rick.
This is verse 6 still. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and every man his soul." Salakia, verse 7. "Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand."
We understand what that is. It's a very attractive looking thing, man.
It says,
What was in that? Go ahead.
"That made all the earth drunken."
Right, that made all the earth drunken. So really, yeah, America is a Bishop Don Juan cup.
Oh, you got
Right.
right.
So fucking gasoline. All right, and that wine that was being drunk was the evil philosophies.
Right.
All right, the ideology.
Ivan Ooze juice.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking MD 2020 mixed with Hennessy. Don't ask me where I got that mixture from.
That shit got all kind of dry ice coming from the top of it.
The cup, that's what, it's like a hook. That's what gets you, I know what percent is good.
No, it
That's
gotta be
what
good.
attracts you and you buy into it. Like everybody bought into the Americanized system, whether it's McDonald's, the fast food industry, you know, the education, the philosophies, the political structure, the dollar. Everything is pretty much, the world is pretty much Western.
It's the same thing that's the description. It's mentioned in Revelation 17 chapter. It speaks about the woman sitting on top of the beast, clothed in scarlet. Those are beautiful colors.
Those also, especially in ancient where those colors cost a lot of money.
Exactly.
Now those colors, that's very expensive.
There's an article about King Solomon's that he wore. That purple comes from the snail.
Ocean snails.
And it's a very valuable product that's made by those insects.
It takes dedication and it takes time to make this work. You know, like Esau, when Esau started to really get his grips here in America, you had major investors overseas. All right, you had the European crown, you know, you had the French crown, you had the Spanish crown. They put a lot of money into retrieving this landmass, man, because they knew if they would have controlled this enterprise, they would be filthy rich for generations.
It's just the same thing that the priest was saying. When you stumble on a treasure, you buy the whole plot of land. That's why when you go into the inception of America, you have the English over here. You have Mexico over there. You have Spain controlling. That's why you have a Spanish American War, Mexico-American War.
French,
you know, French American War.
Louisiana Purchase. That's
British,
American.
The British, the Revelation War,
New England.
the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812. You see what I'm saying? That's why you had all these wars between all these nations. That was in America. America has seen a lot of fucking war on this land. Because this was a land that was heavily sought after. You know, let's finish this and I'm going to step out.
And just to add to it, that's why these nations are fighting over these seas now and take control of these seas, because once whoever take control of these different seas and these routes, that's who's going to become, you know, the next, so to say, prosperous nation.
Because Taiwan is a heavy manufacturer of these different Toshiba, all these different companies, Intel. So that whole thing with the South China Sea, Hewlett Packard. That's a heavy thing that America wants to get a foothold on, because if China and Russia and these countries like North Korea can get a foothold in the South China Sea, then pretty much America's gonna be kicked the fuck out.
Simply put, very simply put, because the scriptures say, "Let your speech be short, comprehending much in few words." War is just chess. Just put it in. Just put your pieces in position, then you attack. All right. You watch. There's a dude named Magnus. He's a world chess player. I know it's a card you know about. His name is Magnus. Very great chess player. Speed chess. He's good at speed chess and everything. He always puts his knights, bishops, whatever you want to say, in position for attacks because of the judgment of the other individual. But the other individual, he's going so fast that the other individual can't see that he's setting up. You know, so it's the same thing like the priest was saying. They're trying to, they're strategizing on how they're going to make their play.
This is verse 7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Got that understanding?
That made all the earth drunken.
Right.
The nations have drunken of her wine.
We understand what the wine is. Go ahead.
Therefore, the nations are mad.
Therefore, the nations are mad. Hold that. I'm going to get one precept. I'm going to fall back. Get Revelation chapter 6 and get 3 measures of wheat. Verse 7 or 8.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 8. And it reads, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed
I'll just,
Verse 5.
verse 5, but I'll still break this down. It says the power was given over them to the fourth part of the earth, that fourth part is Esau's. Okay, go ahead.
God, in continuation, it says, and it reads, it says,
Was that around 8?
well, I can finish it. Did you want to get 5?
Just jump up to 5.
Okay,
so,
come.
you know,
This
switch
book
up.
Revelation, the 6th chapter and the 5th verse. It says, and when he had, pardon me, it says, and when he had opened the 3rd seal, I heard
When he had opened the 3rd seal, speaking about Yahushua, so when you go back up to verse 1, it talks about the Lamb. All right, Yahushua is the worthy one to open up these judgments.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's what's really being opened up, these judgments, and also what? The Spirit.
And then to understand the
There you go. That's exactly
That's what it
Yep.
don't see it. Remember we read in Daniel the 12th chapter. It said, "Lo, there the word is closed up and sealed to the end time." So that's the understanding of the judgment that ready to come. That's why the Lord is giving us a breakdown in Revelation 6, so we can understand the judgments. So the judgments are already written. You know, but he seals the understanding of the judgments. Because you had to understand the beast first in order to understand the judgment. You can't understand how America was judged if you don't understand this war.
That's it. That's it.
So the Lord is revealing the understanding of the judgment.
Yep. And that's back up to the pride, man. That's what the Biblios, the books. You got
it says, and I heard the third,
that's the judgments and the prophecies.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
and I heard the 3rd beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
The black horses, representation of the judgment, but really the slave. That was still in right now. Go ahead.
Verse 6, and it reads, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the
A
wine.
good preach, though. The real point I want to make is that oil and wine, but that 3 measures of barley, man, a good precept to that is 1 Thessalonians 5.
Yep.
Sudden destruction shall come upon them. That's a representation of everything seems prosperous at this very moment, but really in a sudden, everything's going to fall.
That's
so
right.
read that part.
Let's get another precept to go with that. Victory shall be so
Good, G. Yep.
That's perfect.
That's
Seven good kings.
hyperinflation.
Keep it there, set on that judgment.
God.
Yep.
You know, because even so, with everything being cheap, or you can say, you know what I'm saying, and whenever they hits, that's when the virus is going to start. People can't buy that loaf of bread anymore. You know, you was gonna say,
Verse 6, and I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny,
so we got to understand that. Go ahead.
and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
That's the point. All right, the oil and the wine. That's a different oil and a different wine that is spoken about in Revelation 6 than what it is in Jeremiah 51. The wine that these other nations drank was tainted, it was spiked, it was corrupt. But the wine that's not supposed to be touched is the
That's right.
right? Because that's the key to our salvation. So
That's why the Bible, that's why the King James Bible translation was kept intact.
Yep.
That's the scripture right there.
Yeah.
I mean, because you would think they would just go ahead and just destroy it. You know, go ahead and, you know, straight up and down, just burn it all up.
Yeah.
Or just hide it like they did some of the ancient scrolls. But no, based on the prophecy, they wasn't allowed to hurt the oil and the wine.
That's right.
That's how we was able to come back down, because the Lord kept the scriptures intact.
that's mercy too. And that's you know what say Isaiah 33:6. Isn't it knowledge should be the
Stability.
should be stability of that mind. Because wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is not tangible item.
Yes.
Hey, Bishop had a great class on it. Going into your senses. You can't touch. You can't physically touch understanding. So it doesn't matter how the book was written, what language it was in, understanding will always come and be given to the right ones.
That's
That's why
right.
we can do this.
That's right.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
stuff, like verse 5 or 6, something like that.
This is Nahum 3, and I'll start at verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft.
That's right. That's going into America. All right. Goes into that, expounds further in Revelation 17th chapter, that war, man. All right. Go ahead.
Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy kingdom, thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Right. Jeremiah 49 and 10. This place is being found out, man. Yep. All right, through the spirit, through the, of course, starting with the prophets, right? Men of great millstone, the other brothers out there, and you got the spirit on other people out there that's bringing out information on this place, man. Key info, man. That's the skirt being lifted. Skirt being lifted up. Somebody will hold that in Jeremiah 49.
If I can say something too, see, like even in this time, this is referring to Nineveh, you know, and a lot of these scriptures was referring to ancient Babylon. In context, they were actually prophecies in that time, but they actually, the vibration is basically came back because kingdoms reincarnate, man. Right. And America has really, like Kasha Paula said, amalgamated, you know, in today's time from Babylon to Greece to Rome. So you could go through all those scriptures, man, and use as a reference as America, man. Because it even says in the latter verses, which I'm going to get, I'm going to read a little bit more. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame, and I will cast the abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Yeah, destruction. That's right.
Why say the virgin Psalm of Paul?
That's the second time I think about that. We say they shall all go to their own people. It's like a parallel scripture. 17 and 18. Yep. Art thou better than populous No, that was situate among the rivers, that had the waters round about it, whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was from the sea? Ethiopia and Egypt were her strength, and it was infinite. Put and Lubum were thy helpers. Yet was she carried away. She went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed to pieces at the top of all the streets. And it's the same thing that's indicative of America. And it's using this kingdom as an example. It says, art thou better than populous No, that was situate amongst the rivers, man, meaning had resources. Because when you got major bodies of water, allies, you know, she had all these different things set up, economically sound, you know, but at the end of it all, it says, yet was they children dashed to pieces. That's how it grow up America, man. Right. Let me go off the shot. Yet was she carried away, she went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed to pieces at the top of all the streets, and they cast lots for her honorable men. See, and even Esau's honorable men, after the wars and everything takes place, those men, the remainder of Esau gonna be cast lots. 4-star generals. Yep. All right. And all her great men were bound in chains. Thou also shalt be drunken. Thou shalt be hid. Thou shalt seek strength because of the enemy. That's what the man wants.
Jeremiah 49?
You can bring that.
Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Right. That's a short sign of Esau losing his power. Esau's power is secrecy. Like it says in the darkness in Isaiah 29th chapter, once he had to seek the council, secret council, go to the secret council, they move in the shadow, in the dark. That's how they're able to keep the will over people's eyes. The fact that that's being scaled, it's being uncovered, you know, it's being reeled back. It's a sign of
international banking families and how they took over the world. Then as the, the information age began to bloom, that's when you had a whole bunch of Edomite whistleblowers that was really just adding the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Because they had already been, the cat was already out the bag with them fucking devils. And that started with the Israelites. See, a lot of people like Alex Jones and all these other, traders, because if you was, why are you selling out Esau?
Right.
You're a trader. You're going against the grain. So all you different traders that traded on your big dogs, y'all came later. The real revealing of Esau came through the Israelites, man. That's biblical. The mystery of iniquity. The scripture speak about what the mystery of iniquity shall be revealed. That really started with the Hebrew Israelites, man.
Linking all of the scriptures.
Yep.
Because even they went into certain stuff, okay, economics, certain little factors here and there, but they didn't tie it all in and bring it and make it all make sense. They just had knowledge.
They still ain't telling nobody that they the Edomites.
Right.
All this information, we're going to go into the Bilderberg community, the Bolshevik dynasty, and this and that, but you still can't tie it into them being Edomites. Right.
They revealed the system, but they didn't reveal Esau.
Yeah, they ain't revealed that, which the system really was already revealed by the Israelites. They saying what we've been saying. They still missing a couple of knots. You ain't that shoe ain't all the way tied. Okay? Yeah, they missing a couple Boy Scout knots. We tie everything together, man, through the Spirit.
Isaiah 47:2. Take the millstone and grind meal and cover thy locks. Make bare the leg and cover the thigh. Pass over the river. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. Take vengeance, and thou wilt not be as a man. Right?
That's what's happening. Esau is being stripped down, and the cover is being pulled all over. All right. Then we go to the second one of Yahushua. I will not be as a man, right? Coming as an angelic force, man. All right, which Esau is already, which we know, Esau got his narrative, his agenda. He's already putting info out there as far as the UFOs, and he's seen the so-called mothership and all that. Which, Esau got his thing, but we know that's according to prophecy, man. All right, Yahushua comes, he's not coming as a lowly lamb. All right, as he did 2,000 years. He's coming as an angelic force, man.
Scriptures are calling me, he's known as the white horse.
White horse. Yeah, Revelation 6, man. Pure, righteous power, man. All right. Yes,
Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth,
which is what Esau did. He took peace from the earth, man.
and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
That's how you confirm it, right? That's Esau. That was Esau's blessing, right? That Genesis 30, 36, 37. I'm not mistaken. I'm telling you, right? 36, right? That's how you do that, Okay. Genesis 27. Slack. Yeah, Genesis 27 is right. Yeah, we got it.
Verse 5, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse.
Right.
And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
And if I may add to that scripture, when you read through these things, it's describing the color of the horse. We all understand that horses represent power. That's one thing that all these things have in common, power. But it's the color is describing the actual power of the horse. So you got white, which represents what? The purity. Then you got the red, which represents what? The blood and the slaughter. You got black, which represents what? Death. Or dark times, evil, confusion. And then you got, when you read down, it goes into the pale horse, which that represents death. Okay? So the Lord is saying right here that this was going to be a dark time. That's why it's a black horse. You got it, priest.
Verse 6, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Yeah. You know what? When that if I may say, when they dropped this dollar and this recession occurred, and we deal with that real deal, that Zimbabwe level hyperinflation, you're gonna really see that prophecy come to pass, man. When we start to see your regular loaves of bread that was once really in our life, bread used to be $1 and some change. Now you go to the store, bread is $5, $6, $8, $9. But when we see bread get to the point of $40, $50, $100 a loaf,
You might as well make your own goddamn bread.
you might as well stand
in front of the bread, making a decision.
They got pictures on Google. You can look at Deutschmark when the crisis in Zimbabwe. They had big barrels of cash, man. They go into supermarkets with barrels of cash just to get a little bit of bread.
Yeah, right.
Inflation, that's really hyperinflation. You know, what the boss office going to, you might get something, might be $5,000, and a few minutes later it just jumped to $10,000.
What happened in the Weimar Republic? And even more recently, right? We can't forget about what was going on in Colombia.
Right.
With all them,
Venezuela too.
Venezuela, you know? Yeah, Brazil, over there in the tribe of Ashen, okay? And they couldn't get medicine, and then that happened for 2-3 years. Then you had the pandemic hit. Just because they don't put it on CNN and Fox News, you don't hear about it on Good Morning America, that don't mean that these things aren't taking effect in the earth. That's why you got the BRICS countries going into these places, Russia and China, going into South America, to help bail them out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what, we want to join BRICS now, because we're dealing with heavy hyperinflation. So what that shit ain't gonna be in America, right? Ain't nobody paying for America. Scripture say that there shall take no bomb for a penny.
Ain't nobody gonna want to invest. Because they already see how already, like you have Brexit, they already had ties with America.
America's the reason.
America's the reason.
America's the reason for
They
this.
waking up to the philosophy, to the one. Because the thing is, deception can only last so long, all right, until you catch on. Somebody gonna keep lying to you over and over and over again.
They sobering up.
They sobering up.
Can I hit this real quick? Isaiah 13:17, what the priest said. The priest said this is Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
And see, America actually opposing sanctions on certain nations, that's really helping the nation. Because what? It's teaching them to live without the American style system, living without certain resources, and it's bringing them back to the days of old. Bread and butter, the essentials, huh? They growing up.
If I may, because like you said, the thing about it is that Esau, we know going back to the four beasts, he brought that diversity. You know, he brought that energy of which a democracy, as he likes to say. But in all actuality, the world has always operated better underneath a monarchy system. So really, this whole system is going back under the philosophy of communism versus democracy. Everybody's tired of this democracy, you know, right? If you don't mind.
Second Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Okay, yeah. You know, like we were going into earlier, Revelation the 6th chapter, you know, this thing is getting ready to take a turn for the worse. I'm sorry. Sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Okay? And the only reason I say that is because, you know, you're going to have some people out here, you know, that really they just going to catch the backlash behind America's decision. America that effed this whole world up. Okay? This whole thing is pretty much jacked up. Now you just had a recent dealings where China, Russia, and Brazil, they pretty much done with the American dollar. If China is done with the American dollar, but America owes China billions of dollars, they're going to get their money. Okay? They're going to get their money.
Get in blood.
They're going to get it in blood. That's why I see wars, really a lot of wars really start over what? Money. Okay?
Follow the money.
You got to get a lot of the street beef that go on out here is about money.
Tupac said that.
All wars are bank wars.
A bank of wars. So for China to really say, ready to spark off. But before that war sparks, there's going to be a major digital shift. Okay? Because America got to do something now. The dollar's dead. So we got to do something. We got to stabilize this. We got to try to figure something out. Hey, hey man, I'm telling you, man, this next presidential run, this is going to be a run for the ages. Why you think they coming at Donald Trump? This shit is getting ready to get serious, man. This shit is getting ready to get serious out here. Okay? You want to say something else?
Because you know, we speaking about the American dollar, right? Now, America's the biggest fucking consumer on the planet Earth, right? All these other countries ain't, you can't pay me with all this money no more, right? America's fucked, man.
Yeah.
Sitting duck in the water, man.
Yeah.
Literally, the biggest consumer in the earth, the biggest manufacturer or exporter, China.
Unloading major portions of their dollar debt off. Okay? They've already been not dealing with the dollar. Alright? But the thing about it is, what happened after you got 10 years of just, I don't want to deal with the dollar. I want to do the dollar. And then building up their own economy. That's where BRICS came from. Eventually it gets to a point to where that value of that particular currency, we're talking about the dollar, that value gets so low, it bottoms out. And it has to crash.
Well, that's what happened with Rome.
Okay? Yeah, with the denarius.
The denarius, and the thing was, it was a, if you go, I can say this quick point, I'll throw it to Rome. If you go into Rome, most scholars debate how did Rome fall. You know, they have, but the thing is, it was a factor reason. When kingdoms fall, they don't just fall because of one main reason. Kingdoms are built upon multiple principles to keep it strongholds, whether it's economic, education, military, it's a lot of religion, agriculture, all these different things keep the kingdom intact. You know, look at the federal budget. The federal budget is just one thing. You have to educate, like we just said, education, military, and all these different things are under the budget. And the thing is, America has been holding up from that, but certain nations not even investing into that or being a part of that. America can only keep control in-house.
They gotta fight.
They gotta fight.
Yep.
They ain't got no choice but to engage in more wars to keep control.
Yep. Let me finish this off. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
So like when you read, that's why that links with Revelation 6, which brothers broke it down. Really, what that goes into also when it says, "Hurt not the oil and the wine," it's going to come a time where things is going to seem like it's back to normal. That's why I say it's cheap. But at that time, that's when the prophecy's going to hit. Yeah. The wine is the word. They think it's something in a good case already. They think that's normal.
Yeah.
But at that time,
They add a key word in there after it says they shall be in good case. It's a comma, right?
Yeah.
And then it says even. Even means which. It says which, meaning when you think yourself in good case, right? It says which, right? Or even then shall evils grow upon the earth. So that means that evils, great evils are getting ready to come. Because look at the world, look at America. These people are out here just chilling, man. And I'm talking about, bro, this the level of chilling that I see from these Americans. It wasn't like this 5 years ago.
This week coming forward is spring break.
Right. Niggas walking slower now. You know, everybody's cruising. I remember Hellcats was tearing shit up. Now everybody want to just cruise and drive luxury Teslas. Everybody is chill. Everybody cool and everybody relaxed. They comfortable, man. But that's because, say again, the calm before the storm. But you see the wind is like the spirit. You see the wind is rough today. Yeah, because it's about to get rough for these goddamn Americans. And we can't wait. Go ahead, bro.
This is
Yeah, let's let these scriptures fly, man.
This is Mark 13 and 8. For nations blast, frost on these different crops, frostbite on these crops. That's not including what happened in 2020 with the farmers.
Yeah, right.
Everything is just compounding and building up.
Yeah.
Right?
Bishop, tell us what period St. Andrew 16, verse 16. I think it's the verse above where you just read. Make sure it's so good, cheap. Can you read that verse above that?
Yeah. Revelation.
That's exactly what you were saying. That's exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
All these people are walking around comfortably, walking slower, in pure comfortability.
Right. Yep. Second Esdras 16 and 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges.
That goes all the way back. I mean, Obama's been talking about 2008, the recession, back to comfortability.
Yep.
2001, Twin Towers, back to comfortability. 2020, even more comfortable.
Hey, well, you know what the Lord has did? He basically played a mind trick on these Americans. Where when the pandemic came, you know, when they see that they can bounce back from stuff that they can seem like, you get more comfortable. You know, if it's nothing I can't, you know that attitude. It's nothing that I can't go through that I can't get. And I'm still here. So the Lord is really mind fucking you Americans, making you think that you could bounce back. Well, the Lord got something brewing up where it's going to be impossible to bounce back.
Especially these Christians, because what they say, this too shall pass.
Right.
That's not in the scriptures.
Exactly.
That's not even in the Bible. Just so y'all know.
I got it. It's Isaiah 30 and 12. And it says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise the word, trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay therein, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall. And I did a lesson the other day. Bro, the only thing that's really holding America together is just
The vibes.
that's the only thing that's holding us together. It's vibes. Just belief. It's swelling out in a high wall whose breaking cometh at a sudden instant.
If I could point, when I just thought about it, you know how brothers were debating what city in America is the modern day Capernaum. It's really, all of America is Capernaum. Capernaum, the name means village of comfort. Village of comfort. That's what a Capernaum means. So going back to brother's point, like everybody's just comfortable lives, not happy. That's a fact. You know what the scriptures call in Ezekiel the 30th chapter. It references America as what the land of unwalled villages. If you're dwelling in the land of unwalled villages, that means that essentially you don't believe that an outside attack is possible.
It's like living in a glass house.
Yeah, it's like living in a glass house.
Right.
So the Lord did this. The Lord put these Americans to sleep. But there was one point in time where the so-called white man wouldn't allow his son to be a bitch-ass nigga.
Right.
Oh, no.
Now the so-called white man, he got conveyor belts of bitch-ass Edomites, just rolling them out into the earth. I ain't never seen so many bitch-ass white men in my life.
Right.
That's a real.
The white man used to be a little tough, beards, you know, Spurs, boots, you know, with the Spurs on the back, whips.
And Harrison
When was the last time you seen a white man with a whip?
Right.
Walking with purpose.
Rough look. Yeah.
Right. When was the last time you seen a white man with a whip?
Racist.
Yeah, racist.
Niggas not even racist.
Put a fucking
Niggas be mad. You be
put a Confederate flag in the back of your fucking truck.
Right.
For once in a while.
Right.
Call a black man a nigga.
Right.
Right. Hey, but if I may say, that goes back to the comfort. You know, remember the so-called white man in America, he's the leader. He's the leader of America. So as the leader of the so is the people.
Right.
So because the white man is chilling, everybody else think they cool. But I bet if the white man started to get on that, everybody else would get on that.
Yeah.
See, we move on a different vibration because we under the vibration of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
So we always on edge.
Right.
You know, we move with that level of militant and austerity.
Yes, sir.
But these average people out here, the only reason they comfortable like that is really because they see that the white man is comfortable. You take this same white man and go back 40, 50 years ago, and he's still in a saloon somewhere.
Yeah, I always make the point, like you said, 40, 50 years ago, we couldn't even look him in the eye.
Right.
You know, you gotta walk past, you gotta look at the mirror.
you have to look at the ground. The average white man has been what? He's been softened up. He's been softened up. So therefore, it's created a level of comfort here in America, man.
Right.
White man would never be riding around in no goddamn Teslas. Okay? They will look down on that.
Edomites just got Edomite men that are vegans.
Yeah, a vegan Edomite, man. They go to show you that they losing their kingdom.
That's
Look
crazy.
at the men.
And you don't see no white, you don't see no white man, you know, when they walk past, if you look at them,
They look away.
I was just thinking that, they don't even look you in the eyes.
That's real. Go ahead,
I was just thinking that, that's the spirit.
okay, go ahead, Fred.
Mark 13:8 again. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. We had a major earthquake in Turkey about a month ago. And there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, right? So now if you go into troubles, it means Greek word definition of the word is tarake, which means sedition. Now what's going on over there in France? And down there in Nigeria? And in these other countries, Haiti and stuff, right? Sedition. They're coming against the government. So we're seeing a lot more protests in these different countries around the world happening week by week. There's an article that said that 2023 is pretty much going to be the year of protest. Okay? Because all these countries are basically saying, like especially over there in France, because they're raising the retirement age.
Yeah.
Alright? So they're like, well, we need to get our money out. Because what's going over there in these other countries? The bank failures. They're trying to get their money out. But they say, well, if I can go ahead and file, if I'm 60-something years old, I can go ahead and file and get my Social Security and my retirement. I can have money coming in monthly. I ain't got to make it run on the bank.
Right.
Right? But if they're raising it, then it's like, oh, well, we're stuck in the same boat as the rest of the people, young and old.
They put them in the
So now they're saying, forget that. Right. They're saying, forget that. Let me go out here into the streets and take it to my my governmental system.
Because Italy has one of the oldest populations, I believe. Age-wise, like on average, they were dying like crazy.
Europe, period.
Yeah, Europe, period. It's
They
old over there.
80, 90 years old, you know?
Yep.
So these are part of these troubles that's coming.
I got one real quick. Just laying back off the fact that everybody's riding and how it's biblical prophecy, all this shit be tied back to Esau. Even though it's Edomites riding, y'all the one, your leaders are doing it. It's the bankers that's stirring it up because they need reasons to create this. I'm gonna keep saying it. They need reasons to really bring an aggressive transition into the digital world. A lot of old people, they not digital, man.
Right.
Okay? They still doing puzzles. Let alone trying to figure out how to operate their finances through a phone. So how the hell they gonna get all of these people to transition over to that system? There has to be something serious to where they have to mandate. Because old people, I'm tell you about them, man. Older people, they ain't with all that change and shit, man. Right. So Esau is purposely changing up these laws to stir the people up so he could bring down what? Draco, the draconian measures.
That's what Biden with the trying to push harder gun laws because the shooting.
Right.
You know?
The gun laws. Let me get this real quick. Proverbs 29:2. You got it, too. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And if I may say, when the righteous is in authority, there won't be no changes. It's been a law. We're not gonna have to sit down every 50 years and do some revisions. Amendment. This year we're gonna do a Leviticus revision. This is the year we're gonna go through it. Do an Exodus amendments. Do the book of Exodus. We're gonna go through. We're gonna mark certain things off, tally it up. We're gonna get, like you got the Republicans and then Democrats. All right, we're gonna do a Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom vote. See if we can amend "Thou shalt not murder." No, it's gonna be a consistent rule. It's gonna be simple. It's gonna be beneficial. It's gonna be righteous, and people are gonna be happy.
For the law spirit. One thing we're going to do every 50 years is a jubilee.
It's a jubilee.
We just keep the law.
Yeah, it's still a law.
Still within the law.
Yeah. It really, I don't even know how we'll see it when we get there. Because like
Damn. Right. Ready for this. Crash out.
Suicide is still at an all-time high.
Yes. That's right. Yeah. My ass on
This is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted.
Yeah, these riches are corrupted. The word corrupt, when you go into the definition of it, it means what? Perishable. Okay? These riches of America are perishable. Now here it is, everybody is aggressively dependent on the dollar, and then all of a sudden you get ready to just do away with it out of nowhere. That's a corrupt currency. That's completely corrupt, man. How the hell you got these people out here, they done built all kind of wealth, and then you just gonna shift into the digital world, man? That's a corrupt system, man. And then all the international bankers right now, the interest rates are sky fucking high. Now watch what's gonna happen now that China and all these other countries that ain't dealing with the dollar. Man, shit is about to get crazy. Prices is about to get crazy because Esau is greedy. He has to continue to feed the beast. Okay? Go ahead, Barzal.
Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are faulty. Your gold and silver is canker.
It's canker, man. That's why we don't trust in this goddamn own system, man. It's canker. It's rusty. It's filthy. It's depreciated, man. That's why the scripture says, woe unto them that what, chase riches or something like that. In the book of Ecclesiastes, like 30 or 31. You know?
In Proverbs, without setting out hands upon that which is not, it's worthless. Riches fly away. You know, for the brothers that went to the Federal Reserve. What was it?
Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah. And when you go there, they actually go there and give you the listings of all the different types of money, how money actually came into existence, the value of it, the history of it, you know, and all those materials was backed by true riches, you know. But in today's time, this money is backed by nothing. It's fiat currency.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
that's why I said it's kinker.
But see, in a real system, the real value is what? Resources, man. That's why Jake always dealt with bartering. Okay? Now, not to say that we didn't have kingdoms where we had actual tradable coins. We didn't deal with no fucking paper. Okay? We dealt with coins. We dealt with coinage.
Well,
okay?
I think when we went to the
out of resources.
when we went to the museum, or if you look into it, the reason that paper notes even came about was because rich people was traveling on the trains, and they were carrying gold and silver, and then you had basically, you know, trained pirates come and take the gold and silver, so the bank started giving them actual paper notes to exchange. So that's where, like, these people have been dumbified to the point of actually thinking that monopoly money has value.
Right.
The first famous movie was the Great Train Robbery.
Well, you had this one guy. He the I'm gonna go back to the scripture, but he was on the going through the street, and he would have a Hershey bar, and he'll have a block of silver.
Gold, I think.
It was a block of. He did silver and gold. He did multiple social experiments, and most people chose the Hershey bar, man. At the end of everything, like, nah, you know, really worth, you know, block of silver. I'll take the Hershey bar. And he, at the end of the day, he will always have the silver or the gold in his hand because people don't see the value and true riches in you.
Yeah, and that's how Esau is able to take all the wealth.
That's right.
You know? So he was doing deceptive tactics. All right, go ahead, Al.
Your gold and silver is canker, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. So all of this stuff is getting ready to be taken out of the way, man. And in the kingdom of heaven, we ain't dealing with no goddamn greenbacks. Okay? We ain't dealing with no greenbacks, man.
Greenbacks is an idol in itself.
Right. Burn up the idols.
Yep.
Burn up all that money.
It's 2 Chronicles 2 and 10. And behold, I will give to thy servants the hewers that cut timber, 20,000 measures of beaten wheat, and 20,000 measures of barley, and 20,000 baths of wine, and 20,000 baths of oil. So just showing that these are resources that, you know, they trade bartering, like, you know, actual physical goods. Man.
Just weights and just measurements.
Yeah, you know, but you got to think, you know, let's say you a smith and you want some wine. You go take some stuff to the wine man. He gonna hook you up. You know, it's a bartering system, man. And when you barter, you get things in excess. They didn't just give you a little small. You go take $1 and you get a little bottle of. Man, you go take a couple of knives and they might give you 4 or 5 barrels of goddamn wine.
Right.
Okay, that's how it worked. Or as a matter of fact, the Elder Tazai one had mentioned about blue. Well, you had people that dealt with embroidery and they dealt with stitching. I can't remember what they call them people that deal with clothing. Embroiders. Oh, they made paper with that. People that made garments and shirts.
You had Tabitha, the daughter of the seller of linen.
Yep.
You know, selling linen back in the 80s.
Especially if you had the color.
It's expensive even now.
If you had the color linen, it was expensive. It was known as expensive garments. Okay, and you would get a bang for your quote unquote buck. Now you go spend fucking $40. You go spend $40 at Kroger, and you got one fucking bag. And it's light. It ain't even heavy.
Ain't no nutrition in the fish
Yeah.
food itself. It's stripped of minerals.
You go spend $50 at Publix, right? Hey, let's say you go with $50 a day, and it's windy like this. You come out, that bag might fly in the goddamn air. It's so light.
You don't need no cart. You gotta get the handheld.
Yeah, you don't need no cart. Back in the day, you take $50. You know you about to spend $50 to $100. You get you a cart. You know if you're gonna spend $50, man, just get a bucket, man.
Carry that shit right
They
here.
used to carry right. They go to show you that riches are corrupted, man.
Can I real quick one, because like you said, this is real riches. This is Job 1:3, and it says his substance also was 7,000 sheep. Bro, you can imagine how much riches you have if you had 7,000 sheep.
Yeah, 7,000
That's
sheep.
meat. That's wool.
Yo,
Right? And if you got 7,000 sheep, you know what the sheep are doing? Eating the land. The grass on the land. So if they're eating the grass on the land, and that means they're using the bathroom on the land.
it's fertile.
So that's fertilizer. That's money.
If I may say too, because you talk about sheep, parchment paper is made from sheepskin. So that's a very, very valuable thing. And like you're saying, that's how you know the materials now are fake. Because now they created something called paper.
Right.
Paper is easily made. But with parchment, you need sheep, you need livestock
Right.
to actually write. A lot of the prophets wrote on parchment paper.
So it was value all over the earth. Go ahead, bro.
This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. This is money. There was no coin money in Israel until after the exile.
Oh.
Before the time, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Before this time, exchange of values took place by bartering.
Yep. There we go. That's it. So you see people to be like, see they just talking. They don't. No, we know what we talking about. Now didn't I say that earlier? I said, now don't get me wrong. We use coinage in Israel, but we mainly use bartering. When you read the scriptures, it's all over the scriptures. Now you did have the measurements of money in the scriptures too. You know, you read the scriptures, you will hear about certain measurements of money. But for the most part, if you had a resource, everybody had resources.
I got a question for everybody. How did our forefather Judah pay for that harvest? He gave her a sheep. Did he give her a sheep?
Oh man, you got me on that one.
It was sheep and what else?
The signet ring, sheep, the staff. I think it was like 3 or 4 things he gave her.
But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't
just.
Here's a
Let
check.
me cash you out.
In the envelope, and even in the counter.
Yeah, because I was just telling the brother. See, what Esau did was he didn't teach people how to use the earth.
Right.
We don't know how to use the earth. See, when you have resources, you can use those resources to create other resources.
Resources back, resources.
Right, resource. Like what Kashabana just said. If you have sheep, you got paper. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know how to use the resources and make other resources because Esau don't teach you how to be culturally earthly sound.
Right.
He took all the resources and he teach his own how to do it, man. But when you go into the scriptures, we exchanged all kind of stuff with each other, man. Okay, was there some more on that out?
Yes. It says this time exchange of values took place by bartering, by trading one thing for another without the exchange of money. This method was followed by the weight system, later by minted coins.
Yep.
Wealth is first mentioned in the Bible in connection with Abraham.
Oh, that's
Yep.
Yep.
Spirit.
All right, bring it out, bro.
Me.
Yep.
Genesis 23. We'll start at 14, 16. It says, and Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead. And it says, and Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver, which he had named in the ordinance of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money, with the merchant currency. Silver was what they traded back.
Well, technically, gold and silver, you know, we use the term fiat in a negative connotation, but really, gold and silver is actually fiat currency as well, because we just accept it as a currency. Fiat just simply means as let it be or as is. You know, so the world currency that the Lord has established from the beginning of time has always been gold and silver. It makes the most sense.
And another thing, there's a level of glory that comes with having those resources, which is why people wanted them also. Because it wasn't like you picking up a piece of gravel. You know, you look at gold, you're like, it's beautiful.
You can do a lot with gold. Gold is multifunctional.
Yeah, it's multifunctional, and it has health benefits too.
When it says gold is worth its weight in gold, that's the saying, because gold is worth its weight in the material that it harvests. It's malleable. You can bend it. It's the own basically color of its kind.
You can eat it.
You can eat it.
You can use it. You can use it for medicinal purposes.
Conductor.
Right. Yes, a conductor. So it has many uses of this one particular metal, which is why it was accepted as a currency. But then it was other things, because you might not have had certain resources to barter with.
Right.
So if you had the coinage, you could go and take the coinage, to use as a method of purchase. But if you had a resource that other person wanted, you didn't have to use the coinage. And then the coinage also, one coinage was like I said, you ain't just walking and you gonna go take one piece of gold and you get a half. They butcher it for you, and you get a half a sheep. You go take one. You might get 10 sheep.
They went by weights back then.
They went by weight.
So they would weigh the gold, and whatever amount of the gold weighed, right, the way you had just weights and just balance.
Right.
And then whatever amount of gold weighed, depending on the value, that's how much they get on a sheep or a lamb or a goat, right? Like one saying is, a particular person is worth their weight in gold.
Right.
Or worth their weight in silver. Because that's actual money.
Right.
Okay?
Because that was another alternative too, which is labor. Like you had our forefathers that would sometimes labor for land, labor for actual resources. Because they would be worth their weight in gold. And after 7 years later, labor, you might have made this man yield tenfold from his resources that he already had. Whether he was actually helping him with his sheep, helping him with his land, and he done got it can expand it so much that he can give you a portion of land.
Right. Yep. Now I want to bring this scripture out because here's a couple of resources also in the Bible. That's that 1 Maccabees 4:23. Because the priest mentioned earlier, and Barzal they mentioned earlier about, see how that blue, we got the border blue on your garment? See, right now they're using dye. Back in the day, you had to go to the sea, to the ocean, and get that real blue, that real pure blue. You try to use some other stuff, it'll fade. You try to wash it, it'll fade. So from the snail, it was actually a stain. It was staining the garment. So bring that out, huh?
Yeah. Squiddy. From the cerulean muscle.
You got the smells through time.
Yep. Come from a particular muscle. Or like you said, like the shell of the snail.
Yep. If you wore that back then, you was already known to have a lot of money because it's rare.
You was caked up.
Yeah, cake.
Hey, look at this in the scripture. You couldn't even get it. But that's in the scriptures. Now listen to this.
First Maccabees 4 verse 23. Then Judas returned to the oil tents where they got much gold.
Yeah, this man was going up against the Greeks. He went and got into their tents. Go ahead.
And silver.
Yep.
And blue
wasn't getting it from some bitch boutique. You know, with all them old fake ass colors in that man.
Fucking printed it, screen printed it.
Right. Michael. Yeah, Michael.
Well, you see,
Yeah.
Esau really patented a lot of these different color. That's why so many different types of colors. And when you go into the definition of a lot of them colors now, it speaks about it being synthetic or it's artificially created, and it makes you sick. To be honest, a lot of that stuff that we wear, it's toxic on your skin.
Well, that's why in the law that we have. See, the law is really a general idea on how to use the earth. We don't, because when we were put in the earth, we were supposed to have things in abundance. We wasn't supposed to just have a fucking house.
What's the number of Max Brothers? What's the number 1,000? A lot. Because it's a cattle, like you said. A lot, 1,000 just, when they were talking about, like our forefathers was talking about cattle, they weren't like Esau, okay, you got 800 and it looks like 899. See, just something like 1,000 cattle. A lot.
So that is see how that worked. So when the laws was created, it was created from an idea, not an idea, but from a reality of abundance. That's why you had the laws on how to deal with your sheep. You know, how you leave crops out. You know, you don't harvest all the crops. You had laws because we were put here to have shit.
The Bible is a king's book. It's built from a position of actually residing and resting as a king. That's why, which I was going to get, how we're a royal priesthood.
Right.
You know? Let me get that.
Go ahead,
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded, that ye shall do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
Yeah, which is why a lot of the other nations came to get counsel from Israel. They seen how we were fortunate in the land of Israel. It was a beautiful thing because we handled the earth unlike anybody else. That's what a kingdom is. A kingdom is really a group of citizens that's handling the earth.
Domicile of a king.
Domicile of a king. So when you go to a kingdom, you're going to see smiths, you're going to see bakers, you're going to see all different walks of life.
Lawyers.
You're going to see judges, lawyers. You're going to see farmers. You're going to see sailors. You're going to see fishermen. You're going to see it's literally a conglomerate of people under one mind that's working the earth.
Citizens.
That's why you have the word economy. Economy goes back to oikonomia, which is pertaining to the house.
Yep.
In a house, you got different rooms. Just like a whole, like you just said, a kingdom. You got different, everybody has a certain department that makes up that said kingdom.
Yep.
You know?
So you got to think, in these other kingdoms, they wasn't conducting themselves to a pinnacle because they didn't have the law.
Yeah,
but when we was using the law on the earth, we was at the pinnacle of life because this is the proper way to conduct the earth. Let the earth rest in the seventh year. Them niggas kept going. So then they started to see. That's why you think famines kept coming in the earth in the ancient world? Why do you think famines kept coming in the earth in the ancient world? Because they were overdoing the land. If you look at a map of Hispaniola, right? You look at an aerial map of Hispaniola, which is the island of Haiti and Dominican Republic. If you look at a map on the border, you're going to see Haiti looks ravished from an aerial position. And then if you look on the other side of the Dominican Republic, it's like it's green. And it's one island. Why is that? Because the other side of the island had been stripped of all of its nutrients. Opposed to the people in Dominican Republic, they ate from the trees, they ate from the coconuts, they ate from the seeds. But then in Haiti, what really technically really wasn't the Haitians' fault. The French had them overworking the land. So then the land has no nutritional value to even produce. So the law actually keeps the land intact. Okay? It's two sheep. Because you have so many goddamn sheep, right? And Consequalo might live right. He might live a couple of miles down. I got 2,000. He probably got 8. All right? Let's say 10 of my sheep go on there and get into his sheep. And then when I count, I'll be like, hey, yo, man, I'm missing some sheep. Let me go check with Consequalo and see. Like, hey, bro, give me a change, man. Give me a count because I think it's a couple of my sheep. Went over there, right? Now let's say you count an extra 10 sheep. But he be like, yeah, bro, no, nah, they ain't over here, right? But then somebody come and witness, say, bro, I see you know sheep over there. I go and tell you, hey, bro, you got a witness, you got to restore, four times the amount of sheep, because that's how we're supposed to carry the law. So it was a better way to actually orchestrate a community. That's the point I'm trying to make, if that makes sense.
That's why you had the laws of branding. That's why you had the law of branding. You could brand the property right with a hot iron, or also too, the law, really how you could execute the law was if you seen your brother's
you got it.
something that's basically like a lost and found.
Yeah.
Israel had a lost and found law.
Yeah.
If his sheep wanted to his land, right? Anything with our brothers, you had to bring it back.
Yeah, you gotta bring it
But
back.
if you didn't bring it back, and you, like you said, if you want to keep it or whatever, then you have to restore it.
Yes, you gotta restore it. So
That's how the law works.
that's how the law. So therefore, if you use this function, it creates a better kingdom. Okay, it creates a better love work of no ill. So that's just one of many things. You know, that's why you think we shouldn't wear mixed garments, the vibrations. Okay, go ahead, Kasparov. What did you? Yes, man, we just get into it anyway. Edification.
Deuteronomy chapter 22:1. It says, "Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or sheep go astray,
Yep.
and hide thyself from them."
Yeah. You hide. Basically, you hide it. Like the analogy I was just breaking down earlier. You know, yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna try to keep that, because you know I need some extra ox anyway. That's a nigga. Hey, that's King David.
That's ignoring the fact that it's somebody else.
Yeah, right. You remember when Nathan went to King David? He said, "If you seen a rich man," and he was like, "Well, you that man? That's you. You know, you already got a lot, but you take it from somebody that's less fortunate." That's why the law is supposed to prohibit that. But see, Esau, because Esau don't carry out the laws of the scriptures in his kingdom, he just strips everybody of their resources.
Yeah.
With no remorse. All right? Go ahead, Al.
It says, "Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother."
Yeah, bring it back to him, man. Like, I mean, I don't understand what's the big problem about that.
Lost and found.
You know, here it is. You got $80,000, and you know, a couple of hundred blowing the wind. You see where it's coming from. Just take them the fucking money back. I don't understand it. You know, that's why this world is we in Tales of the Crypt. You know, we in a real scum, but it's a bunch of scumbags out here, man. Okay, go ahead, Al.
If I may say, you know, I was just talking about this really goes into us and Yahushua. It says, "Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox go astray, sheep."
Oh yeah,
Well, we were sheep at one time going astray. Yahushua is our big brother.
he's a shepherd. Good
We
shepherd.
gathered what was his. When he comes back, we give it back. We're literally going through this walk. Lord willing, we get salvation. Is keeping the law.
All the laws
Yeah.
are some
Wow.
way top that spiritual shit.
Exactly.
Back to all.
Wow.
So I just keep to say that the law is spiritual.
I want
And that's
to
why
go
the scriptures say, Luke 24:44, that all the laws of Moses is concerning me.
Wow.
So this is concerning Yahushua.
The lost sheep.
Hey, even the mixed garments. Even the mixed garments. You know, the garments is what we're being covered in. But if it's mixed with different philosophies, it's a corrupt garment.
Garment spotted
Wait,
by
wait.
flesh.
Garment spotted by the flesh. Yep. It's all spiritual. Yep. Go ahead. Finish that off. We'll wrap it up.
Verse 2, it says, "If thy brother be not nigh unto thee,"
Yeah, if he gone. Yeah, if he gone away. Yep. Go ahead.
it says, "or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house."
Read it again.
It says, "Then thou shalt bring it into," I'll start at the top of it, Deuteronomy 22:2. "And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house,
Yep.
and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it again to him."
Yeah, just give it back, man. Down to the, you know. Hey, you know what? You might use it. Like, you know what? They're gonna be over here. I'm gonna let them, eat or do whatever use you get out of it till you get it back. It's just like if a brother be like, "Yo, I'm going out of town, dude. You know, hold my whip." It's like, "Hey, I'm gonna spin that motherfucker till you come back." Right? Then when he come back, I'm put the gas Oh, yeah. There you
Because
go.
King David had the Ark of the Covenant, it was in the house of Obed-Edom.
Yeah.
And when the Ark of the Covenant was in his house, he got blessings. Then when the temple and everything was built, he had to bring the Ark of the Covenant back
That's a good point.
to the temple.
Heavy cap. That's a great point. So, like what the brother said, the law is spiritual, but because, like, Ratazal went into this scripture last week at camp, the scripture says in Habakkuk 1:4, because the law is slack. Okay? The earth is completely diminished due to the fact that we can't exercise the law.
Right.
You know?
If I may say, what you're going into, you're not going to find it in Exodus per se, but one of the laws is in Genesis. It tells us to be fruitful and multiply. That's a law, actually. So, like you said, part of our culture is to actually be fruitful and multiply, like you said, having multiple children, multiple wives, multiple cattle, so on and so forth.
Because the Lord made everything, the Lord really made everything in super abundance. Not just abundance. It's probably trillions of sheep in the earth.
And that's why
trillions.
That's why, Bishop, the scripture say, he that committeth adultery lacketh understanding, because there is no shortness of women on the planet Earth.
Right.
There's plenty of women on Earth for us to all have.
It's a
hundreds and thousands.
Right. I'm talking about it's a bunch of women. You got to think. You know how much food in the earth? It's chickens. Bro, if we just talk about all the clean food in the earth, it's trillions. I mean, bro, you can go get a 10-piece right now, and I sit there and be like, what the fuck is all these chickens? You ever think about that? Like, yo, you be eating this shit, and then you might have been sipping, so you start thinking like, hold on, where the fuck they getting all this chicken? It's in the earth, bro. The Lord put food everywhere, man. Okay.
Man, I was looking up the other day. You always hear about feral pigs. Bro, there's feral cows.
Oh man,
it's just random cows just roaming.
Yeah, just everywhere. I'm gonna Google this real quick,
because that goes hand in hand with the priest was saying about branding as well. Because technically speaking, a cow branded, it's considered a feral creature as well. It's like a free roaming cow. But that's wild when you think about it. In America, like there's parts of the country where there's just cows that are just free range. There's free range. They're not clean.
Free range. Midwest, east side free range.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, there was a news report over there in the Midwest, I believe in New Mexico, wild cows. He got like a plan to just shoot them. He's taking drones over there to just shoot the wild cows.
And every cow ain't the same.
Yeah.
I got something real quick. And this is tied in with the reason why we had to have laws is because the Lord made everything in abundance. So you had to know how to deal with this. Genesis, the first chapter. So you had to know how to deal with this. All right, now I just typed in a different type of sheep. I'm just read a few of them. It says a Dorper, a Velius black nose, Merino, Suffolk sheep, a Texel sheep, a Wasi, Cameroon sheep, Brannigan sheep, Quessett sheep, Lodoon sheep, Hampshire sheep, a Dorset horn, Romanov, Scottish, Herdwick. This is just all the different kind of sheep. Oh, and they don't look the same. These are all, it ain't just one type of sheep. The Lord made stuff in excess, man. So you had to have laws in order to know how to govern this stuff, man. You had to know, if you build a house, you had to know, the house got to have a battlement on it. Just in case somebody working on the house, they might slip and fall, they battlement and catch them. Okay? Well, you supposed to have the rails. So therefore, ain't no blood. So that's why the earth is fucked up. Because the laws of the Most High. So really we out here, technically speaking, and we're going to close out on this. Technically speaking, we out here to establish the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in the earth. And we here to usher in the coming of the Most High. Okay, that's what we're here to do. And let these people know that the Lord is getting ready to establish his laws in the earth. Because that's really the key to this whole thing. Okay, right now we under grace because we in this corruptible flesh. All right, but when we get translated, we're going to establish the law. That's why you think we want to go around the earth, establishing the law. Okay, the law of the Most High. Lord willing, that was an edifying camp to the listener, to you brothers out here. All right, till next week, we're going to give all praises, all glory and honor to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.